time to get through some of my physical TBR. I'm starting out with this book today. We've done a lot of book shopping in the last few videos, and I always get so excited after book shopping to, like, I don't know, just think about what I want to read next, because there's always so many options. I'm about 50 pages into this book. This has been one of my most anticipated reads for releases that have come up this year. Mostly because I haven't really heard anyone talk about this book, and it looks like it's going to be a very deep, heartfelt book. I'm only 50 pages in, so I'm not super into it yet, so I'll definitely keep you guys posted on my thoughts. But today, obviously, you guys know from the title, we're going to be doing lots of bookish things, but primarily getting through my physical TBR. I love buying books. I love just I don't know, honing in on what I want to read, and I feel like I've done that more than ever this year. Just really figure out what my taste is. I'm not really buying books that other people think I'll like. I'm buying books that I think that I'll like, and it's made me even more excited to read. So we're gonna take this to a park and read for a little bit. I do have a book package that I want to open with you guys. It's a book I've been really excited to get. And of course, while we're talking about reading through my physical TBR, I'm talking about literally opening another book package, but I will never put myself in a book bag bin. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. I literally never will, because I love books so much, and I also read a lot of books, so I kind of feel like it balances out a bit. But let's head to the park and read this book. Took a little break so that I could do some scrapbooking. As you guys saw, I am really enjoying myself out here. I love scrapbooking, and I love that I can use either Audible or Spotify to listen to something, so I can do another hobby that I enjoy. Hobby stacking needs to be studied more, because I always end up being in the best mood when I do a bunch of my favorite little hobbies. I want to get into gardening more, and I feel like listening to audiobooks while I garden would be super fun. So that's another hobby that I want to do on top of this hobby, which is reading. But I ended up getting through, I think I'm at page 133, and I was at page 150 or something like that. So I have gotten pretty far, obviously gotten pretty far on my scrapbooking. Let me show you guys. Can't really remember what I've shown you guys before from this scrapbook, but I love it. It's just so cutesy and fun. And this scrapbook, I'll link it below. It's only $13. And it comes with all these stickers and everything. It's a really nice little activity with friends and stuff. But the page that I'm working on right now is this one right here. I always try to add everything to the page before I actually glue it down. So I want to add some stickers on here. I want to cut out some smaller pictures, and I think I want to also do this side, just because whenever I flip through it, I kind of get sad that there's nothing on the back page. So I think I might start adding to the back page too, just because it would make the scrapbook even cuter. But I'm on page 133. This book is cute. I will say that it's not holding my attention the way that I kind of expected it to, because it is a book that was really high on my list of books to read. But again, I still do have a very long way to go. I am only on chapter 13. I think I'm going to read a little bit more, and then we're gonna go home and open that bookish package so we can see what's inside. I feel like I love audiobooks, but I definitely, when I tandem read, I always like to read the physical book longer than I'm listening to the audiobook, just because, I don't know, I get so much more immersed in the story when I'm physically reading it. I don't know if that's just me, but I am like that. I feel like sometimes with audiobooks, I visualize it better, like in my head. So if I'm having trouble visualizing, audiobooks are great for that. But I'm also very focused on my scrapbook. So I think I'm gonna read physically a little bit more and kind of put up my scrapbook stuff, and then we'll head home and open the little bookish package. Time to open this book mail. I've been trying to stock up on like cutesy little romances because I know in winter how I get. Like winters for me are just like really hard. I always struggle through them, and I think because the Midwest gets so gloomy, so rainy, so dark, and obviously the sun goes down earlier. Like the sun's already starting to go down earlier, and it's already starting to get chilly here too. Like at night, like the other night, I actually had to put on a crew neck while I was outside reading. So it just starts to get chilly fast. That's the only thing that I really struggle with in the Midwest is just the cold weather and the gloominess. But summers, springs, falls are just so magical. So I just tell myself to figure it out, because I don't think I'll ever live anywhere other than the Midwest. Now I can see myself in the winters, maybe like getting a little like vacation place to go with Brady, but I don't know, just Midwest like living is so special to me. It feels very like nostalgic and homey. But I ended up buying this from a author who's indie published. So she's not like in Barnes or anything. And I picked this up a while back. Look how cute this is. This book was just released, so you probably haven't seen this anywhere. There's stickers on the front. It says, "I work to support my reading addiction. Between the pages of books, a wonderful place to be." And this one says, I don't know what this says. Abstinent, headstrong girl. I think that's what it says. I don't really know. But there's stickers, and I always wonder what to do with the stickers. Like, do you guys put the stickers like on your Kindle, or like what do you do with them? Because I want to utilize a lot of my stickers, but I just end up getting them and I don't end up knowing what to do with them. Oh my gosh, there is a little card in here because this is a sports romance, and on the back it says, background highlights, born Liam Walker, May 10th, 1998 in California, drafted by the New York Yankees in 2020, made his debut with the Yankees in April of 2020. Career highlights, 2021, 2023 Silver Slugger, MLB first team, like all these highlights, and the author just made this. I love when authors make the characters feel real. Like that's what I need. This says, "Thank you for your order." And it also has the author's like little way to order this book on the back. And this is the book. I'm so excited. It's called Without Fault. It's by Janiyah Bennett. I've never read anything from this author. She wrote, I'm pretty sure she wrote The Plan, and this is the second book, but you don't have to read them in order. This says Sage Loano Hale is a high-class supermodel with one of the top agencies in the world. Liam Walker is a baseball player for the Yankees and happens to be the longtime rival of Sage's brother. After his coach punishes Liam for his out-of-control temper, he's stuck being Sage's photographer for a contest. Liam swore he would never go near his rival's sister, but since meeting Sage, he just can't get her out of his head. The only problem? Liam doesn't do relationships, and Sage said he doesn't meet her standards. The only solution? A strictly friends with benefits agreement. While Sage is climbing the social ladder, Liam discovers her unhealthy eating habits and makes it his personal mission to help her come to terms with her eating disorder, all while dealing with his sick mother. Not a freaking angel. Things start to get messy when their physical relationship turns emotional. Liam must decide whether to reveal the reason her brothers hate him and risk losing it all, or keep lying to the girl he's falling in love with. What choice will he make, and how will the chips fall? This literally just came out. I cannot wait to read this. I'm so excited. And there is a trigger warning in the front of like different things that you maybe would want to check out. Obviously the one on the back is one of the warnings, but it says, "To anyone who has ever looked in the mirror and felt like they weren't worthy, you are without fault." Now I'm about to cry. This looks so good. Also, the words are really big. It looks like there's tons of dialogue in this, which is my favorite for really any book. I want to read The Plan. So I'm trying to decide, should I read The Plan first or should I read this book? Like, I really don't know. I kind of want to read The Plan just so I can like read them both. But This looks so cute, and I love buying books from authors that are like not hyped up yet. Like, I'm pretty sure her last book has less than 1,000 reviews on Goodreads. It might have less than 500. Like the last time that I checked, it had, I want to say like 400. Granted, that was like a few months ago, but that book was released like early last year. So this author is an author that I wanted to hype up, and I picked up this book because I've heard so many great things about her writing. So I will link this book below. It does say number 2, so I don't know if you have to read them in order or not. I don't know, I'm sure someone on Goodreads has like shared whether you need to read it or not. Also, the fact that this author is 20 years old. It says Janiyah Bennett is a 20-year-old hopeless romantic from New York City. When she's not writing, Janiyah is trying to complete her never-ending TBR. Literally all of us. She's studying for her second passion, marine science, and between classes, she dreams of opening a bookstore. Between classes, you dream of opening a bookstore and you write a book. Like, I cannot get over it. Your second book at that. But anyway, I think I might read The Plan pretty soon because I've just been really excited to pick it up, even though it's not on my TBR for this month. I actually just looked, and this book has 58 reviews on Goodreads. Now it's making me want to read it even more. It looks so freaking cute, and I love a sports romance by a Black author. I got my coffee and decided to come out to this park, and I'm reading this book for another video, and I've just been kind of going back and forth between that book and this one. But this one is so cute. I ended up finishing Not About a Boy. Loved it. Very, very cute. And, well, I guess I wouldn't say loved it. It was good. It was good. It was like one of those books that I probably won't really remember, and it had more lyrical writing than I normally pick up. But this book, loving it. And I've been trying to like get out more because I feel like when I'm at home and don't like get out often, I just get into this headspace that is like not good. And I think it's because I work from home and I don't really see a lot of people like at all. Like I usually see people from my gym, but that's like pretty much it, unless I like make a little schedule get together with friends. So I have been trying to do this more because I just feel so rejuvenated, like touching grass and like having a picnic and like all the things. Oh, there goes the sun. It's coming out. Oh my gosh. But I'm really loving this book. I think it's super cute and perfect for if you're wanting like a really good romance read. This is the book right here. It's so cute. If you like books like Tessa Bailey or like Lucy Score, maybe even Liz Tom Ford. I haven't read any Liz Tom Ford's books, but this book I feel is giving me that like super cutesy, really fun vibe. Like lots of good banter, sassy characters. Like I'm really loving this. I already ordered the second book in this series, and this book actually only has a few thousand, not even a few thousand, has like 1,300 reviews I think on Goodreads. I'm already on page 85 and I've been eating it up, like finishing it so freaking fast, even though it's a fairly, oh, just lost my place, even though it's a fairly long book. I think it's like 400 and something pages. I do not want to put it down, and it's been one of the first like fluffy cutesy romances that has actually really kept my attention, where I don't want to pick up anything else. This book is so stinking cute. There's literally a part in this where the guy character, his name's Connor, but she calls him Connie, and her name's Catherine, and he calls her Cat. I don't know why I think nicknames are cute. Not like the cringy nicknames, but like the actual, like, real nicknames that, like, are with regular names are cute whenever the person you like calls you that. I don't know what it is. I just think it's super cute. Not cringe, actually cute. But there's a part in this book that is so cute because, I don't know. For one, I feel like the author is picking up all these cutesy little moments that are really hard to pin down as a writer, and she's like getting so many of them in the first like 100 pages. I'm almost 100 pages in now, and it's funny because the moment that sticks out to me isn't even anything big, but that's the thing, is when you find a book that you love, the small moments I feel like are the more like special moments. I don't know, at least to me, but there's a moment in this book where Connie oh my god, he comes over to her place and he like needs help. So the premise, I don't even think I told you guys the premise of the story. Okay, so she's in journalism, he's a football player, and he's kind of like confident but also like not as confident as he needs to be. He's like the, what's it called, the head football guy, like what you guys, it's on the tip of my tongue, it's the not ringleader, that's literally circus. You would think I don't watch football. It's, you know what I'm trying to say. He's that guy of the football team. And he, is really struggling with like interviews and stuff. And granted, they don't have a ton of interviews in freaking college, but he's like, I want to get better at it. So she's in a journalism class and her professor is like, hey, we need someone to revitalize the like paper, and the paper in this like college is called, I can't remember what it's called, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I am the worst at giving stories because I tell the most insignificant details, but hopefully you guys don't mind my chatter. Anyway, she's like, we need someone to revitalize the paper. I'm gonna choose someone to do it. She chooses Cat. Now the paper revolves around the football team. She's like, I don't care about the football team. And the teacher's like, well, go in, do some interviews and make like the football team more interesting to the rest of the school. So she's doing interviews, and anyway, he is like, I need more help, like additional help outside of like what you're interviewing with the other people, because I cannot do interviews, I'm so bad at it. And she's like, okay. So they go to her house. While they're at her house, she is like, you know, you can come over or whatever, and he brings her some cookies. And now he is known for being notoriously bad at making cookies. He just is like very bad at it. I don't know why he keeps trying. I think it's cute that he keeps trying, but he's bad at it. And he goes, I brought you some cookies, and I added in some crushed up Oreos into the cookies because I know you love Oreos. She tried the cookies. She was like, these are the worst cookies I've ever tasted. But she didn't say that out loud. But she was like, it was so endearing that he made cookies for me because he knew that I like cookies and that I like Oreos. So he like, I don't know if it was chocolate chip cookies and he put Oreos in it, whatever. He's terrible at making cookies. He's notorious for that. But the fact that he thought of her and made the cookies, that is the kind of stuff that I look for in a romance. Like the cutesy little moments that like I can think back on later and be like, oh my god, that guy or that couple was so cute because he did this or she did that. Like those are the things that literally make me giggle and freaking kick my feet. Decided to come out to the gardening area of Lowe's. It's literally giving me flashbacks to whenever we did our like front yard area, but I'm trying to find something that'll have partial sun for our front yard. I always love the things that need full sun. Like all of these are so pretty, but they need like 6+ hours of sun each day, and I just like in the spot where I'm gonna put it, I don't think it'll get that much sun because I literally put something there before that needed full sun and it died. So I'm gonna see if they have anything else maybe over in that section where I just like came from. I always get so excited for mums, and I always buy them too early every single year because it always gets like super hot. Like it gets cool and then super hot like right before the end of summer. But these are supposed to be like a purple color, and I feel like these would be perfect, and they also need like partial sun. So part of me wants to get them, but then also part of me is like, will they die before they even bloom? I don't know for sure. This book is so good. I feel like it's gonna be one of my favorite books of the year, which is wild because there's like not even that many reviews of it. But I'm on page 119 and I've just been absolutely binging this book, like just flying through it. I just got to a part where, so I don't even know if did I share the story of what it's about? I don't even remember, but it's a college like romance, and they've been like friends their whole lives, but they're more friends because the girl, Kat, her best friend Nora is sisters with the main like guy character. So that's just like, you know, the whole connection there. It's like best friend's brother trope. But it is so cute, and they're at a party right now. And while they're at the party, y'all, I'm sorry, I do this with my books. I love my books. I love them like so much that I just genuinely do I break the spine. Like I do all kinds of wild stuff. But I feel like this is one of those books that I am going to wish that I could read over again for the first time. I actually just did a whole podcast episode that you guys can go listen to on Friday. I think it'll be up by the time this video goes up. You can go listen to it, and I share like a bunch of books that I wish I could read again for the first time. But I feel like this is one of those, and they're at a party. What I love about this book, it's reminding me of Icebreaker, but better, because I didn't really care for Icebreaker because the book itself was fine, like at the beginning, but at the end, it just had so much spice. I was like, come on, like just let's get to the story, you know what I mean? And like this is not like that at all. It has a really great plot. There's also the section at the beginning, which I think I told you guys that if you want to skip the spicy scenes, it shows you all the chapters that it's in. And it definitely has a lot of tension and like spice, but nothing too wild, but it's a good amount. And it is giving Icebreaker because the main characters, they're all like friends. So there's like a bunch of guys from the football team, and then there's Kat and Nora, and she has a friend named Ellie, and they're like all roommates. So like they'll like have pool parties, and they'll have like parties at their houses and stuff. So anyway, they're at this party. It's like late at night, and Kat, she ends up like going to a room by herself because she's just like getting like a little overwhelmed. And she is like life of the party in a way, but he just is like, I've never really seen her like this. And she goes, what did she say? Let me find the beginning that I want to like read. He's like, you can talk to me. He goes, what did she go? I'm literally trying to find it. She said, no one's ever gotten you some water when you needed it, because he was like, here's like some water. And she's like, not when I'm like this. And he's like, well, you can talk to me, Kat, you know, right? You can tell me anything. You don't have to hide from me. And she goes, it's nothing. And he goes, I doubt it. And it says, she sighs, a little frustrated. I just get these moods. Moods, I repeat. She nods slowly. Sad moods, like very sad, dark, depressive moods. I wish I had more to offer her than oh. She lets out a sharp laugh. Yeah, oh. I rest my hand on her knee, reassuringly steadying her. That's okay, I finally say. Is it? It gets annoying and tiring even for me, she whispers. I don't say anything, and I just wait for her voice to gain momentum again. I don't know, I just get stuck in my head sometimes, and I don't know how to come out of it. It's happened a lot since I don't really like want to spoil anything, but like since something happened, she's like, I just kind of stay there. It's happening a lot at parties recently, which sucks because I want to have a good time. Then I realize I've been there for too long, and I probably have this boring passive look on my face all night, and I hate feeling like I'm not there when I am, but sometimes, and then like he cuts her off, and it says, I almost knock her completely out as I wrap my arms around her, holding her close to me. Her body doesn't know how to respond at first as she stays in my arms before she slowly finds her way, her hands around my back, and nestles her head into the crook of my neck. God, I just want to breathe her in, stay with her forever, do anything she asks me, listen to her talk for hours. And he goes, just breathe, Kat. And he said, it's okay to feel like that, and whatever has you, whoever has told you that it's not is effing stupid. That's just so cute. And then it goes on, and I just... there's so much tension in this book, but what I feel like I like most about this book in comparison to like Icebreaker, obviously Icebreaker is like a hockey romance, this is a football romance. What I like more about this one is that the characters really are connecting on such a deep level, and you're seeing like the tension between them, but you're also seeing how like he's there for her, and like there's a moment where like there's just so many different moments in this book. Like I am just loving it so far. It's so cute. Oh my god, guys, this book is just so good. It's so good. It's making me like just nostalgic for college and like all the things, because it is so accurately depicting what it's like to like go to pool parties with your friends and stuff. It's It's so freaking good. And there's also so much dialogue. Like this book is so underrated. Please pick this book up. I feel like it's gonna be one of my like favorites of the year. But there's a section where, so they kind of like get a little closer like physically, and you don't really like, they keep like getting like every time like they get close, someone like close to kissing or anything, like someone comes in and they're like, oh, my bad, like I didn't realize, and they kind of like jump away because they're like, you know, this is my like best friend's brother, but also like I've grown up with him, like we're just like friends. And there's a section where she ends up in the pool and he's just like, oh my god, this is like killing me, because she's in a swimsuit. And whenever she's in the pool, this guy Wes, who I hope that Wes has like the second book because he's so funny, and it kind of seems like Wes and Nora have a thing, but like Nora has a boyfriend for part of this book, but like you know that he like sucks. But that, I love books like that where I can like follow the characters, but Wes is like so funny, like just the whole book he's just like making me like laugh. Kind of reminds me of like Gibbsy from Keeping 13 and Binding 13. So he's just like life of the party, he's funny. So they're in the pool and he's just kind of like joking and he's like, yeah, I'm like good with my hands, like I'm the best masseuse. And so Kat, she is like, oh, well like show me, and just like being funny. And he's like, oh, like really? And he like knows that like Connor has like a thing for Kat. So she's like, yeah. And so he's like, okay. Like, so then he starts giving her a massage and she like actually does like it. And he is just like, Connor's going wild. Like he's like, this is gonna completely destroy me. And he's like, what's worse is that I know that she's not lying, like about him being good at like giving massages just to put on a show. Wes can be an absolute idiot 90% of the time, but he somehow managed to inherit the smoothest and softest hands I've ever seen a man have. He's giving me a massage from time to time, mostly as a joke, and I would be lying if I didn't say he has some sort of magical touch. As I watch her completely relax into him as he finds his rhythm, my mind goes from innocent to filthy in seconds. And then so like it kind of goes into where he's just like thinking like all these things, like, oh my god, like imagine if she did that with me, like, because they haven't even kissed yet, like, and we're 141 pages in. So, or maybe they, I don't know, I don't think they've kissed yet. Yeah, they haven't kissed yet, but they've gotten like close, and he'll like just like kind of brush his face like on her neck, like when they're hugging, like that kind of thing. I have not read a book with this good of tension in a like really long time. So then he goes, okay, that's enough, Wes, stop. And he hasn't even told her that he likes her. Like he hasn't told anyone. Like, so they're just like, what? And Wes literally goes, what? Why? She's clearly enjoying it. And then he's like, I can effing see she's enjoying it. He says, I groan, running my hand from my face as she has the guts to smile at me, knowing exactly how much it's messing me up inside. Everyone get out. And he's like, everyone get out of the pool. And then this guy, Oliver, goes, no. He's like, if you two want to be alone, go to the hot tub. Don't try to kick us out of my own pool. Like, it's Oliver's party. Like, it's not even Connor's party. He's like, everyone get out. We're going home. She's not going to be, like, it just, oh my god, this is so funny. And so then he goes, yeah, good idea. So it says, I say, standing in the water and make my way over to her. I hold out my hand as she blinks up at me. And in his head, he's thinking like, what the F am I doing and why can't I stop myself? And he goes, Catherine, like with the question mark. And it says she looks down at my hand and then back up at me, considering it. And he goes, don't make me beg. Don't make me beg. And it says her mouth lifts into a smirk and she finally clasps her hands in mine. Now that's something I would like to see. And he goes, like he's thinking, he's like, this woman is gonna kill me. Like, I love this book so much. It is so good. This is so good. He goes, next time you want a massage, ask me, okay? Like, and what I like about this book is like, he's not controlling. Like because sometimes I feel like guys in books, like when they're controlling, I'm like, that's not cute. Like you need to back up. Like I don't like that. But he's not controlling. He just hasn't told her how he feels yet. And he's kind of towing the line because they both kind of know they like have feelings for each other, like the way they look at each other, like they have conversations with each other that are like deep and stuff, and like so they know that there's like something, but it's that middle ground that I love where it's like you're already friends, and maybe I love it because me and my husband like started out this way, like as friends, and you kind of like shifted to something more, and that middle ground is just so hot because I'm literally like gonna start blushing because you both have feelings for each other, but you don't know like how to say it, but you both want to make a move. It's just good. And I also like that in this book, you see a lot of his insecurities. Like I feel like in a lot of books, they have like this macho, like hotshot guy, and he's like super tough, like don't mess with me. And he is that, but he's also like soft and listens. And like there's a point where they say that he like cries over something. Like I love that because you're so showing the depth of like him as a guy. Like you're not just showing him as like this one-sided like trope, you know what I mean? It's not, I don't know, I'm eating it up. I feel like I'm gonna finish this today. I do not want to put it down. Everything in me is screaming, finish this book.
Hello! Hello, Charlotte's vlog.
My sister's here. Forget ready to go in the bookstore. I was just saying how I do not need to be in the bookstore, but we're just gonna go. We're just gonna go peek in there. You know what I was thinking about the other day though? So we used to be roommates, like when we were younger, and I was like, I was such a brat because I would push all of our stuff to the middle of the floor, remember? And I'd be like, you need to clean your side, and I'm cleaning my side. I was so bossy. Like, I was literally thinking about that on the way here, so I was like, I need to
share
apologize.
a phone.
Yes! We shared a phone, like we would wear the same clothes, like, man. Go inside, see what books we can find. I don't need to be in here, but, you know, we're just gonna peek in there. I was just telling Kara that I'm gonna get her a book, and I was like, I said, do you read like mystery or thrillers? And she's like, oh, well, you notice I'm wearing all black. I'm like, you know what? Like, I feel like our outfits fit like what type of books that we want and what type of sisters we are. Yes. Having her pick which book is the most interesting to her based on like the first sentence of chapter 2.
Oh my god, it's so cold.
That's what it says. Okay, that's not really interesting.
These are both not very interesting.
I promise. I picked up The Teacher and Never Lie. There's only one copy of Never Lie. Guys, I picked up Heartstopper. I'm trying to find something that'll get her like really, really into reading. And I said, oh, have you read Heartstopper? I said, oh, have you read Heartstopper? And she said, no, I'm good. It's so good though. She said, this is the stuff I used to read. I promise it's good. Even
I'm
though it's
okay. I think that that's more like the children's books. It's your child at heart.
We got a shark book. What did you get? You got
planner.
Ooh, I want to see it. I don't think I saw it close up.
A planner.
Ooh, that's cute.
I just needed one.
Oh, I like that. I feel like that's the best planners.
Got 2024 still. That's why I got.
Ooh, nice. And you can get it through 2025. Mm-hmm. I love planners like that because I feel like if I can get it through the new year and also have it for part of this year, then I'm actually going to use it. Mm-hmm. And we also got some other stuff. I got Kara book. I think you're going to like it. Okay. You going to show them? I think you're gonna like it.
Oh, this is your book.
Yeah, this is my book. I got the Naturals. Somebody said that they read this book in one sitting, which made me want to read it. And then she got Verity. I genuinely feel like her books get everybody into reading. Like, and this is large
print.
It's large print because they didn't have any other copies left.
Can't see.
You're like, it's too far away.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, those are huge. Oh my god, look in the comparison to this one. Well, these are pretty big too, but this is young adult.
Yeah.
So I'm a child. But yeah, those are the books that we got. We're gonna, and I also got some candy because I have like a sweet tooth always. I think we're gonna go do like a little crafty thing, so we'll bring you guys out whenever we go do. Just got back and I had so much fun. I want to give you guys like a little backstory of what this book is about because I feel like I didn't really get to do that in the car. I had so much fun with my sister, and this is a reminder to myself as well. Go hang out with your sister, go hang out with your brother, go hang out with your cousin, go hang out with your mom, go hang out with your dad, go hang out with your family. Like, I feel like it's so easy to try to make time for like friends and stuff, which I don't think is like a bad thing either, but I have 5 siblings and I see my brother every other like week, and then my like youngest brother doesn't live here. My mom also doesn't live here in town. Like both of them live in the same area. And then my oldest sister, or second oldest sister, she doesn't live here. She lives like a probably 11-hour drive away. I just saw her like 2 weeks ago because she came in town with her daughter. Her husband works for the NFL, and so he's been like in Chicago working. He's like a film, like on the film team, which is like so cool because that's literally been his dream job for years. He's been there for, I want to say like 5 years. But anyway, they don't live here, and they like came in town. And so like it was so good to see them. And then my oldest sister, we hung out I think like 2 weeks ago. And so my youngest sister like was the only person I hadn't really seen recently. So I like texted her, I was like, let's have like a day. And she's like, oh yeah, like sure. And it's so funny because like we grew up like being so like in close proximity at all times because we like lived together in the same room. We roomed together, not lived together because obviously we all live in the same house, but we roomed together. We would share clothes. We had so many friends because like we're only like a year and a half, like to a T. So like her birthday is in March, and when she turns an age, I am usually still, not usually, I am always like a year above her. And then when my birthday comes in August, like then I go like 2 years, if that makes any sense. So like I turned 32 this year, but when she turned 30 in March, I was still 31. Does that make sense? So like we're so close like in age. And I've just been trying to make it a point to hang out with my siblings and family and like cousins and stuff. I want to reach out to my cousins that I like got hooked on reading not that long ago. I did like a whole vlog with them. I'll link it below if you guys want to watch it. But I'm also trying to get my sister hooked on reading. I literally told her, I was like, read a chapter in Verity tonight. That's all I'm asking, just read a chapter. And she's like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna get into reading. Like, you will. You just gotta do it. Like, once you get into it, you're gonna be like hooked. So anyway, I got The Naturals. This is by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I've never read anything by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. It says 17-year-old Cassie Hobbs is a natural at reading people, piecing together the tiniest details. She can tell you who you are and what you want, but it's not a skill that she's ever taken seriously. That is until the FBI comes knocking. They've begun a classified program that uses exceptional teenagers to crack infamous cold cases, and they need Cassie. What Cassie doesn't realize is that there's more at risk than a few unsolved homicides, especially when she's sent to live with a group of teens whose gifts are as unusual as her own. Soon it becomes clear that no one in the Naturals program is what they seem, and when a new killer strikes, danger looms close. Caught in a lethal game of cat and mouse with the killer, the Naturals are going to have to use all their gifts just to survive. And I actually saw on, I think her handle is Books with QT. She like read this and read it in one sitting. And when she did that, I was like, I'm literally gonna buy it. I'm going to buy it because if anyone reads a book in one sitting, I know it's gonna be good because it's hard to read a book in one sitting like at all. And this book is, does this not have page numbers? What the heck? Does this not, oh no, okay. So it was showing the other book, Killer Instinct, which is like the second book. So it didn't show the pages, but there's 308 pages in this. So it's like a fairly average like story length. So I'm excited for this. Definitely didn't plan to go to the bookstore in this video because I've been going so much, and this whole video was literally like me getting through my physical TBR. But one thing about me is I will never put myself on a book by a man. Literally never. I never will put myself on a book by a man because to me, reading is like beautiful. It's fun. I'm reading through the books that I'm buying. It's not like I'm just like buying to buy. Like I read 17 books last month. I'm probably gonna read 17 or 18 this month. Like I'm a big reader. And so in the same way that like people are constantly like adding like things that they want to watch on their like Netflix little lists or Hulu lists or whatever, and like maybe they watch TV like every single night, I just read instead. And I feel like it's a good hobby to have, you know? So like, I'm not judging me. I hope you don't judge me, but also I hope that you like read a lot of books too, and like you allow yourself to, maybe you don't want to like break the bank and go to the bookstore, but go to the library. Pick up 10 books from the library. Who cares? Pick up 10 books from the library. Pick up 20 books from the library. Like, younger you would be so happy. I remember when my parents used to take me to the library and they would put like a max on the amount of books that I could bring home. I want to say that they only allowed me to bring home 17, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like it was 17. Such an odd number, but I feel like it was 17. And I would like walk out with like this huge stack, just like having them under my chin, just holding them all. and I would finish them all within the week before we even went back to the library, because they would take me like every week, and or maybe it was every 2 weeks, I can't remember. And whenever they would like take me, they're like, it's only gonna be on this day, like, you know, you're just gonna have to hold out until we go back. So I would finish my books and be like, please can we go back? And they're like, no, like we have a life, we have 5 other children to tend to, like we will take you back. I want to say they took me every week, like I think it was every week, but like I just finished my book so fast, that's like all I did. And so now adult Shaughnessy gets to go whenever she wants. She can buy books whenever she wants, she can go to the library whenever she wants. So I feel like younger Shaughnessy would be like, just like so happy, you know, like just cheering me on. So I want to cheer you on. Go read the books, buy the books, borrow the books, whatever you gotta do to like just fall in love with reading. Anyway, I'm gonna give you a wrap up of the other books that I've read. I think like all at the end of this video. I don't think I've wrapped up anything yet. Maybe I have, I can't remember, but I feel like it'll be better to do it all at the end of the video just because it'll just be like more fun. But we're gonna keep reading the books that I have been like into. I've been really loving the book by Janisha Boswell. Obsessed with it. I think it's gonna be one of my favorites of the year. So yeah, let's keep reading. It's time for a wrap up. Why do I always feel like I gotta come in with like a song? I feel like it's because of the Disney girl in me. Like I was in theater and stuff growing up, and I was just always obsessed with like Disney, and like I feel like in Disney movies or like Disney TV shows, they'd always be like, hello, like just like sing-songy, like whenever they come back from like a commercial break. That's how I feel. I don't know, whatever. Let's just roll with it, okay? So I finished My Week with Him by Joy Goffney. This is her newest release. I just don't know if I'm in the mood for young adult books right now, because I read it and it was fine, but I feel like I was more irritated with the main character than the like villain of the story, which I feel like is the mom. Maybe it's also like my age. Like I'm like, girl, you are back talking to your mom, like so this book is interesting. It's about a girl who has dreams to like be a singer, and her mom like had kind of the same dreams, but it kind of seems like it just didn't happen for her mom. And like, I'm not gonna say too much, but her mom has a lot of like bitterness and anger, I think, towards like where her life ended up. Like they aren't in a great place financially, like, and it talks a lot about that in the book. She has a best friend who is in a really good place, like with his family and stuff. I think he was like adopted. I can't remember if he was foster or adopted, but either way, the family that he's in, they're like super rich. So she is like, I'm going to go to LA, I think it's LA, and I'm gonna like make it big. But then like her sister goes missing, so it becomes this whole thing, and it was good. I just think that like the main character got on my nerves. Like I do think that if you maybe have a hard, like not a great relationship with your mom, maybe this book would connect with you more. But I think I just saw her mom as so human, and maybe I'm the toxic one, because I like flawed characters. Like, I don't know, she definitely was flawed, but like every time that she would like do or say something, I'm like, I can see why the mom is like that. Like, does it justify it? No, but it humanizes her. And the daughter, like there's one point in the book where she got like locked out of her house, and in the end, like she kept just being like, my mom hates me, like she doesn't like me, I'm gonna run away, like this kind of thing. And at the end they kind of have like a talk, and she's like, Mom, well, like you locked me out of the house. And she's like, your curfew was 8 o'clock and you got home at 11. And like I just kept thinking like, girl, this whole book, you've been having me think that your mom is the worst, but like, you're not even following the rules. And there was one point, and I get it, like, you shouldn't lock your kid out, obviously, like, but I think as a single mom, like, she just didn't really know what to do. And I think she also always saw her daughter as like the bad one, even when she wasn't doing bad. So that obviously wasn't good, but they just had a really tense relationship. There was one point in the book where her mom was in the car and someone said something and she's like, oh, she can go inside and get it. She meaning like she's talking to her daughter, and her daughter is like, that's not my name. Like, you can call me by my name and that's who I'll answer to. And her mom was like, well, you'll answer to whatever I call you. And then she was like, yeah, I'm gonna answer to like my name. And I was just thinking, if I said that to my mom, like if I said that to my mom, like the whole time I was like, you're upset because you feel like your mom is not like in your corner and she sees you as bad, but like you're bad, like not bad, but you know what I mean? Like, you're disrespectful. And there was even a point where her dad, he's like in her life, but not really in her life. He like left her mom and like left the girls, her and her sister, with her mom. So she's been just like doing everything on her own. And her dad's like, you both don't respect each other. And her mom was pretty much like, you know, she needs to respect me as a parent. And the daughter was like, she needs to respect me because da da da. And I don't know, like, I just have a like, and I get it, respect is earned, but I also feel like I have this just like thought that like we respect our elders, like, and I think that comes from the fact that like people older than me have different life experiences than me and longer life experience. So a lot of what they say, maybe they're telling me to do something, I don't understand it yet, but like years down the road I might, because of my like life experience. And so like her mom's like, don't go to LA, like don't do this, and she's like, I'm leaving, like, well, no wonder you guys have a bad relationship, like you don't even listen to your mom. So just the whole time I just was like, I have a hard time empathizing with you because you're acting up, and like you're like, what is she supposed to do? So there were some things in the book that definitely were like not the best, but there was one point even when she like, her mom couldn't pick her up from school on time, so she ended up like calling someone, and like the superintendent I think got into it and was like, where's your mom? Like, and they're like, oh, like this black girl's like by herself, like da da da. So she ends up like calling the mom, and the mom ends up coming, but the mom was like mad more because she was embarrassed. She was like, why'd you have this like superintendent call me saying that my mom left me, is not coming back? And the girl literally goes like, what did she say? She was like, I did it because I wanted to see if you cared, or something like that. I'm like, oh, that's your mom. Like, come on. Like, I don't know. I just was like, girl, you're acting up. I don't know how I feel about just you as a character. So I enjoyed the book for what it was. It was enjoyable because like the storyline was enjoyable, of like her trying to get to LA, her trying to make it, her sister was lost, they had to find, like, you know, all these things. She didn't know where she was supposed to live because she like ran away, then she got kicked out, and like it definitely had a lot going on. But I think just the character, she was a little much for me. She was getting on my nerves. I was like, girl, can you please respect anyone in your life other than this man that you are like so down bad for? Because that's like really the only person that you're showing any kind of respect to. So yeah, I think I will rate this one 3 stars. I have read Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry by this author, and I rated that one 3.5 stars. Again, it was a great book. I love the book, but there were just some things in it that I was just like I don't know, it just isn't a 4-star read for me, just because of specific things. And I feel like this book was similar to that, where like I wanted to rate it higher because the story itself was enjoyable, but there's just some stuff that I was just like, ugh. And now this book is so good. Please read it. This is definitely a book that I was super surprised by. I'm so excited that there's like a second book so I can continue the series, and I hope she keeps writing them. This book only has like 1,300 reviews on Goodreads, and it is so good. I haven't decided if I want to rate it 4 stars or 4.5. I'm thinking 4.5. But I need to sit on it. Like, I just am very big on, like, once my rating is in Goodreads, it's in there for good. But until it's in there, like, I don't know. I need to sit on it, because 4.5 is pretty close to a 5-star. But again, I love the characters in this. It's very rare that an author can create a world where not only am I obsessed with the main characters, but I'm obsessed with their friends. I'm obsessed with their school. I'm obsessed with, like, how he's in football and she's in journalism, and like I am just so obsessed with the whole universe, and that is so rare. I feel like I'm leaning more towards a 4.5 because the more I talk about it, the more I get excited about it. It definitely was spicy. Even if you skip the spicy scenes, it's still pretty spicy. Like it is still pretty spicy, but I enjoyed it because the depth, not the depth, because it isn't deep by any means. Like it's just like a fun little like book, giving icebreaker vibes by like Hannah Grace. But the depth of their conversations, like I feel like they really got to know each other, and that to me is what makes spice fine. Like if you have characters that are like going at it in the sheets, y'all better be running and yip yapping your mouth all day long. You know, like I need you guys to have conversations. They had many deep conversations about like all kinds of things. There's also like this thing you're trying to figure out most of the book. You don't really know, like her family has some like history and you're trying to like figure it out, and so there's like that whole thread of like what happened with her family, why is her dad like kind of estranged, not estranged, but like he's just not really present in her life, and you just like kind of want to figure out some things. So along with her having this like cutesy little like thing going on, like there's literally a moment where he like came over and she like got drunk, and this it makes me think of college, just like all the like fun memories, and like the author got that nostalgia to a T, and it like really brought it all back. But so she gets super drunk and she's like, stay with me, Connie, like stay with me. He's like, oh my god, like you're killing me, like I like want you so bad. He's like, but I can't, like I want to take care of you. So he like helps her like take off her makeup and like in their pajamas and like all this stuff, gets her into bed, tucks her in, and she's like, stay with me. So he ends up just falling asleep, straight just sleeping. But her roommate is his sister. So the next morning, the sister's knock, 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 knock. Hey, I need like some Tylenol, I got a headache. And she's like, oh shoot, like Connie's in my bed. She's gonna think that we hooked up. So like she's trying to hide him. She's like, he's a football player. Like he's too big to fit under the bed. Like, is she gonna figure it out? So like, there's just so many very college like esque moments in it that made me giggle and made me excited for book 2. So please read this. Definitely one of my favorite books of this year and biggest surprise, I think. It's either gonna be a 4 or a 4.5. I feel like it's gonna be 4.5, but I just need to sit on it. Like I just need to sleep on it. And then I read Not About a Boy. This book for me was definitely a lot more depth than a typical young adult book. I enjoyed that aspect of it, and I really enjoyed how, as a young adult book, it was talking about deeper themes. It's so rare to find young adult books that are like that. I feel like if you like lots of dialogue, if you like flowery language, if you like just like a character who is like flawed but also has gone through a lot and like really is struggling with a lot, and like there's drugs in this, like it's literally giving you Euphoria vibes, and like that's the way it's kind of described. Like whenever I think the author was like talking about the book or something, or marketing, whatever, however it was marketed like that. Like I knew going into this book it would kind of give that vibe, and it definitely gives that vibe. I don't know. I think for me it didn't hit because I'm not someone who really likes flowery language. I don't really care for like books that don't have a ton of dialogue, but if you do like young adult and you do like books that have a lot of depth and characters who are flawed, I feel like you would really enjoy this. I'm rating this one 3 stars for me, but this is why I always with books will say like, if you like this, you'll probably like this, because maybe this book was a 3-star book for me because I like these specific things in books, but maybe you love flowery language. Like I read The 7-Year Slip and so many of you guys were like, how did you not fall in love with The 7-Year Slip? It just wasn't for me, and it's because I don't really care for like the flowery language. It's just not my vibe. So many people love that. So I don't know, I always try to share like the things in books that I feel like are good and will connect with someone, because I feel like there's a book for everybody. I mean, there's a few books that I'm like, okay, that book's just bad, like for me and maybe everybody else, but this one is definitely not one of those. It's just like was not for me, and maybe it was also like wrong place, wrong time too, because I also feel like, again, I'm not really in a YA mood right now, like a young adult mood. I feel like I am just like leaning not as much towards that, and also like I don't know. I don't like the flowery language. It's not my favorite. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it encouraged you guys to get through your physical TBR. Obviously, I did end up picking up books from Barnes, but again, I will never put myself on a book buying ban. I am reading books, and reading books is great. I have a bunch of books that I still am reading from the library. Like, I donate books to free libraries, I unhaul books, like, all the book is things I love. So I hope this encourages you guys to read books on your physical TBR, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.